the Carbine 7, an assault rifle that's always been joined at the hip with an almost useless talent called overflowing, wherein every 3 reloads from empty increases your base magazine capacity by 100%. I personally never liked this talent, not really one of my choices for any scenario in the Division 2, but before this amazing Project Resolve change for this, the Carbine 7 was one of the most sought after assault rifles to get with damage to targets out of cover as an attribute, because the gun always dropped by default with overflowing for its talent. So it basically had to drop with damage to targets out of cover on it already so that you could roll the talent away, preferably to flatline. This made it extremely rare and desired by the masses. Now with these changes in Project Resolve, as stated in the patch notes, the Carbine 7 and Stoner LMG will no longer drop with that talent. And with that, the rarity of the Carbine 7 has drastically been decreased. Farming this will be almost just like any other AR now. There'll be more room to get what you want. Now you may be thinking, what's so special about the Carbine 7? For starters, the base damage is above average with a fire rate that's not too OP, but better than most ARs. The weapon handling on this thing makes you feel like you don't want to stop shooting. And finally, the weapon just looks beautifully deadly. The only all-black, awesome-looking assault rifle. Now, I was looking at the patch notes because I wanted to see if any other assault rifle has risen to the level of the Carbine 7 in terms of stats, because we all know that every single weapon is getting buffed. Well, here's the list. And if you notice, a few weapons got a 5 to 10% damage buff, with only a couple that got a plus 50 RPM with some magazine size. The way I see it, even with all this, the Carbine 7 still remains on a higher echelon of dominance in the AR category, which means that you should get your hands on one of these ASAP. Take my word for it, you won't regret it. And just like before, when I initially made the video talking about this weapon, I had a build to follow it up, so it only makes sense to do it again. And it was dubbed an entire new beast of a build. Now, if you want part 2 of that, then drop a like on the video. If you felt this conversation insightful in any way, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And finally, comment below letting me know what you think about all this. Do you have a Carbine 7 with damage to targets out of cover on it already? You think it's the best AR? Or does a different one take the #1 spot? I appreciate you watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.
Please pour one out for me if I don't wake up from sleep.